Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. Today's bonus game is Cell Tower, so let's start with tower. All right, I'm going to look at this right word. I'm pretty sure this left word's probably going to be TRE something, and there's probably a bunch of those. So like trend, other things, tress. So maybe I should do something like with an S and an N at least on the right. I don't know if it would start with SON, but I'm feeling that. Sonic? Actually, Sonic's not bad. Well, it's not trend or tress. Let's keep looking at this right word. Maybe like an OY word? I'm thinking about like poly, but I really don't want to do a double letter right now if I don't have to. Why am I thinking of boldy? That's not a word. Moldy is a word. Okay. Ooh, okay. It is ending in Y. I'm actually thinking LOO something Y. Like loopy. That would be the only one, right? I'm not going to guess that. Yeah, actually, which? Yeah, the left is better to be guessing right now. I wonder if I can use it. I'm thinking about treat, honestly. It doesn't help the right. It could. Let's just do it. It was the answer, so it helps. I was just worried if it wasn't the answer, how much info I'd get from it, but we're near the end. I am going to try loopy. It was not. It is LO something, though. Lobby, I guess? Is there not? What else could it be? Because we're down to 2 guesses. Not lofty. LOU? I don't see how that would work. I think it is just lobby. It was lobby, so I don't know if it was just lobby, but that was the answer. Treat lobby. So there's treats in the lobby if anyone wants any. All right. Let's do Fibble. So the way this game works is each guess has exactly 1 lie in it. So one of the colors is lying. So maybe this U should have been green or yellow. Or maybe the C should have been gray or yellow, right? We don't know which one, but one of them is lying. What I like to do is I like to use the positive information for my second guess and bring in one of the grays. We should be able to do something for that. C in the middle is a bit weird. I'd like to bring in the I if I can, either here or somewhere else, preferably in the same spot, but it doesn't have to be. It really doesn't matter, actually. So like an IC, that might work better, like ICKY. Yeah, like picky. Let's do picky. I'm not picky. Okay, so what did we learn from this? First thing we learned is one of these C's is lying, right? They contradict. So we found one of the 2 lies that are on the grid right now. There's one lie in lucid, one lie in picky, and there's one lie between these 2 C's vertically. So you kind of match up the horizontal and vertical lies. Because we know one of these C's is lying, we know these I's can't be lying. Because if one of them's lying, the other is too, because they agree right now. Whatever anything between lucid and picky agree about can't be lying, because there's a lie in the C's. Y is very uncommon at the end, so I'm actually just going to make an assumption here. I'm going to assume this Y is lying, and that means that this C was lying, and that means we basically have nothing. But I am going to end a word with Y. I'm going to do an AY word. Let's come up with a good one. Maybe something like hasty. Okay, so these Y's contradict. I am thinking that there just isn't a Y. So maybe there's like an AST, maybe it's an aced trap word. So let's try based and see where that goes. I'm thinking it is an aced trap word. I think the S was lying both times. What else is aced? Taste would be. Nice. I beat the ace trap in Fibble. Very cool. All right, yeah, the lies weren't super interesting today, to be honest. Like, it was the obvious things. There was a single color in the guess, and it was the lie. There was a single color in this guess, it was the lie. And then there probably wasn't a Y, right? I don't know. It could have been like ATTY or something. That was a possibility, but all my guesses about the lies were right the whole time. I know picky, I didn't guess the C was a lie, but I do that on purpose to find contradictions to get info. But I did assume the C was going to end up the lie. Anyway, interesting solve today. Pretty straightforward, to be honest. There's something else interesting about it, but I'm not going to say what that is. All right, let's do the Betweenle. All right, I am going to start with mouse, per usual, and then I'll explain the game. All right, so this orange dot is telling us how close we are alphabetically. So the answer, how close it is alphabetically to each of these guesses. So we're kind of middling. We're 25% away from the start of the alphabet and 30% away from mouse. So we want to go kind of halfway. The beginning to mouse is a bit bottom heavy. There's a lot in the A, C, B, C, D, E range, not as many in like the J, K range for starting letters. So I'm thinking about starting with, excuse me, E, maybe entry. Just whatever E word comes to mind first. All right, not too bad. We might actually start with E and just be before the N. Although starting with D is also very, very possible. Maybe I'll do dwelt. Just, it's a very, very late word starting with D. See if we can sandwich this. Oh, wow. We're only like 3 or 4 words away from dwelt. I'm wondering if there's a DY word. Because I don't think there's another DW word. So, it would have to be DY. Or maybe it's a very early EA word. I mean, early would be something to guess, but I think there's probably something before early. R is pretty late in the alphabet. What would it be though? Maybe eager? Oof. Okay, too far. Not that far though. I was thinking about EAC. Each is the only word I can think of, and that is not 5 letters long. I don't think it would be EAD. Doesn't make much sense either. Maybe we are DY? What would be DY? Dyson? That's a name. I'm not gonna accept that. All the DY words I can think of are super long, like dynamic. Really don't think there is one. There aren't really very many DW words in the English language. There's dwarf and dwelt. Maybe dweeb, but all of those are before dwelt. Or are dwelt. Dwindle is too long. DX makes no sense. It's either DY or EA. Let's look at EA again. Sometimes it's just really hard to think of the word. Like eagle is after eager. I don't see how another word would work here. EAF, EAD, EAB? No. DY. I can't think of anything. I can't think of any words between dwelt and eager. This is a problem. If I could think of anything, I'd guess it. Like even if I could just do like eaches or something. Eachy. Like just some way to extend each, even if it's not really a word, just something to accept to narrow this down would be very helpful. There's supposedly like 8 or 9-ish words, maybe more like 7 or 8 words between these two words. Ebe something? Eed. These just don't make sense. EAE doesn't make sense. EAF. EF. DY. Throw my hands up in the air. I don't know. I don't know what these words are. What do I do? Maybe DYA? DYE? Die? Maybe dying. Dying. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know what the other words were. But the ing sometimes is hard to think of. Okay, cool. Well, that took a bit, but I got it in 5, so it just took a while. How'd you do? All right, let's play Cell Tower. Actually, I'm going to put a cough drop in and then reintroduce it. Let's do Cell Tower. It's a word search game with a little bit of a twist. First of all, it's not your typical word search and how it forms words. So this would be turned and only turned because it reads left to right, top to bottom. So T-U-R-N-E-D. And if I did this, it would be T-U-R-N-E-O. Hopefully that's understandable. This would be T-U-R-N-E-O-U. And we could even continue from there, right? U-P. So it's always left to right, top to bottom. One row at a time, you'd read it. It just has to be connected in some way. You can't do this, right? That's not connected. So that's certainly not that. All right, so that's how you make words. The other twist is that every letter is used in a word. The only way you know if a word's correct or not is that it doesn't disrupt the rest of the puzzle. The puzzle only works if you do all of the words correctly. There's only one solution. So turned might be a word here, but we need to make sure that at least the words around it seem to work, like we can build words around it. So I don't recommend locking things in until you're fairly confident that at least locally it works. And always be willing to backtrack and go, well, maybe this word that I locked in wasn't right. In the results, it lets you know like how many mistakes you made and things like that using a cool visualization. But I'm seeing wound here, so turned and wound. I'm a little bit concerned about this OE going on here, though, because OE would be next to each other no matter what. It doesn't look very good, does it? So something's wrong with either turned or wound. We've got this CH and this H here. So I'm thinking we don't do two H's in a row, right? So this is a border between words. So this H has to start a word. It could be here. Maybe not turned. But I feel like this CH has to start a word too. Unless we're NCH, but then we would be turnch, right? This top, if we're ending in NCH, then we can only use the top row. Here's would be accepted. I'm not sure if it's always common words. I don't know if here's. I mean, here's is a conjugation of here, I guess. Oh, we've got checks. CHECKS. I like that. I don't know if this S goes with here or not, but the checks make sense, and we can do turned in that case. And then if we did wound, that this O would have nowhere to go. So we're not doing wound with this. I don't know what this O is doing. Maybe turned is wrong. I thought about turnout, but there's no T. That would be cool. Really looks like turned should be correct, but I don't know what we're doing with. Like, could it be hours? Turned and hours, and then wonder. This is looking good. And push. Okay, I'm gonna lock in some of this stuff. So turned, I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna lock in check. Checks here. I think that's right. I don't know if it's here or here's, so I'm not gonna lock that in yet. Hours. I think wonder. There's not. Okay, wonder is 6 letters long. We can add up to 2 more letters to it. We have this S that kind of ruins our ability to do hours, and I don't see another word for that. So let's not do that. Wondered is actually absolutely possible, and I think that's probably what it is. So let's lock that in. I'm not going to put hours in yet. We have push. We could do pushing. And we have enable. Okay, so I think we're doing pushing, here's, and enables. Maybe. The problem is we don't know if the suffix goes with it or not. It looks like this S is a bit out of place though. So I'm gonna gamble on enables being correct. Hours, I don't think we're adding anything to hours there, so that's what that is. Okay, this F has to do something. 4 is possible. We've got badly here. I'm gonna do badly. I'm going to look at this. I think this is majority. That's great. Okay. And then we've got gather. I don't think we can do any extra letters on that. We do have 4. What would this be? Often. And yeah, I think we're good. This is often. And then we've got, I'm just going to make sure the rest of this works. We've got idea. What is this though? I think something's wrong. Majority can't be wrong though. Unless it's major and the ity is supposed to go with this word. Oh, that would be unfortunate. I think it's putts and mind. Does it accept putts? Yeah, it does. Okay, putts and mind. Okay, we got it. Often and idea. All right, I wasn't thinking about putts being word. So this straight line means I didn't make any mistakes, which is great. Actually, pretty straightforward today. I think I picked a day that was a bit easier. Checks was fun to find that. A lot of good suffixes here, like adding the ed to wonder, adding the s to enables, adding the s to here, adding the s to checks, adding the ing to push, adding the er to, I guess gath isn't a word, so gather had to be there. Adding the ity to major, adding the s to putt. Okay, cool. Yeah, lots of good suffix. I think everything used the suffixes that they could use, which tends to be the case in this game, but doesn't have to be. So you got to be careful. All right, cool. Well, let me know how you did. Let's play Polygonle. Today we have a 7-letter word, and the only repeat is this letter, which repeats. It appears 3 times in the word. I never know whether they say repeats twice, or appears 3 times, or repeats 3 times, because you kind of know what that means. But anyway, I'm never sure what wording to use there, but it appears in the word 3 times in these 3 slots. If I did ing, that actually looks pretty good because it would be nning. We could do like running. Good start there. Unfortunately, it's not ing today. This could be an R easily. We could end in RS. There are plurals. ERS is available, so I don't know, something like curers a word or furers. I don't know. Pures. Oh, there's no U. Sorry, I shouldn't be using a U. Good thing none of those locked in. You know, I'm starting to think maybe it's an E here, and we just end in ER. Cheat is EA. This would be like a cheetah that cheats. Try it anyway. A sheeter, someone who sheets. It works actually. Ah, interesting. We've got STEER is basically forced. And I cough while I get it right. Yikes. Can't cut that out. Okay. Get some more water here. All right, how many options were there? I bet there were a bunch of ing words. Look at all these ing words. All these ed words. Crazy amount of ed words. Okay. So ed was the way to go, I guess. Cool, let's do the mini. Ooh, these 2 repeat today. So start. Nothing. Okay. Maybe an E here. Like fence. Not an E there. Could this be the N? Because we have onion. No, we can't do onion because that repeats. Union is possible though. Nice, it was union. Okay. I think there's a lot of options here. Not as many as you'd think. 155 common words. Cool. All right, let's do Symble. We'll start with blaze. We've got a few options here. I always assume there's no Z in the word. So our options are the AZ or gray, in which case I would think the BLE might actually be green. So that's one option I'm thinking about. The other option I'm thinking about is that these 2 are yellow. And we've got something like EL here, right? Or even EA. Like that's going to be super common. But I'm going to take the gamble that it's BLE. If I can think of a word. Surely there is one. BLI is probably the BLO? BLU? Okay. Maybe not. Maybe we are EA like this. Let's just do that. Let's do cheat. We wanted to do cheat in the last game. Okay. I think I got this E right. I think this is probably ending in LT. I could do smelt. That's a fun word. And it's the correct word. Nice. All right, I got it. Yeah, I guess it wasn't BLE. I probably even shouldn't have thought about it. If you saw a BLE word though, let me know what you saw, because I actually didn't see anything. Okay, cool. Well, let's do the blind Fusele. I'm not allowed to guess B, C, D, I, J, O. I don't know. I see stern. That seems fun. Oof. This guess is going to be mostly useless. I just get info about these two. Let's see if we can get some high value consonants in there, like an L here, and what else is high value that's left? I'm not sure. Maybe a C. Let me just think of a word. Yeah, I'll just do like I was gonna say lemon, but there's no E or N. I'd rather guess something that could potentially be the word, just in case I get super lucky. Maybe I put the L here. Baldy. that would be crazy. Well, I'm gonna do it. All right, there is an L. Okay, so this one is kind of the opposite. This gets us a ton of info, but we can't go for the answer. Here we wanted to go for the answer and get info, but anyway, kind of the opposite. I don't know anything about. Anyway, anything but a real word. I'd like to see if the L is second, but otherwise I'm going to get the consonants that are in this word. P, anything that can go for before an L. The P, the C, the D. Let's also bring in a G. All right, we are not PL, but P is at the start. We have to repeat a letter. So I'm thinking about LLY here. We don't actually know if they're, I think pulley is a good guess. Oh no, it wasn't a good guess because the L couldn't have gone there. But now we know the L goes at the end. Darn, I got a little excited. What is this word? Is it a PH word or do we have a vowel after the P? Probably a vowel. P ending in L. Excuse me, Jesus. This has instead of yellows, we're gonna get blues, which work like Symble yellows. If I get a blue, I'll talk about that, I guess. Like what even starts with P and ends in L? Just in general. Is something like pommel a word? No, I know pommel's a word, but I don't know how to spell it. It's probably not even 5 letters long. Is there like, I don't know, fool, but with PH? Maybe ending in WL? I don't see how. Like end in AL? Seems like my best bet, or IL? What the heck? I might have to do a filler just because I can't think of this word. Yeah, I can't even think how this word is formed. We know where the PL are. Let's do a filler. I gotta think of something that uses all these only the letters we haven't used, and it's kind of tough. Like, how do we even make a word out of this? Major is the best I've thought of. The J is kind of throwaway, and the R is definitely a throwaway. I mean, I used up all the good letters. I bet we. Oh, it's papal. I was gonna say I bet we repeat the P, and then papal just immediately came to mind. Okay, yeah, that repeated P and repeated A. No wonder I wasn't getting any letters. I could have gone papal here. Maybe I would have thought of it if I hadn't thought of pulley and not seen that it didn't work. But that would have been a tough call. All right, cool. Let's play Don't Wordle. It is thinking of a secret word. We're trying to avoid guessing the answer. So I'm going to start with kayak. Nothing from kayaks. We'll do xylo. Nothing from xylo. So we will do cuckoo. This is what we like to see. Nothing from cuckoo. So we will do Let's do PP today. Wow. Okay, it ends in E. So now we have to actually think. What would be like a good, not a word to guess that's still technically a word? Repeat a bunch of letters. There's 143 words left, so my chances of accidentally getting the word are pretty low. But I can make it 0 if I guess the right word. We can't do a plural anymore, so I'm okay using the S if it's helpful. Huh. Think about I don't know. Nurse comes to mind as an option. I mean, that could be the answer. I'm just trying to think of something that might repeat some letters, maybe. We can't repeat the E, so we gotta involve an I or a U. Something like an IE word would be great. Like maybe like an IV word, IVE. What would I do? You know what's good? Undo. It uses the U twice. 3 words left. Okay. I think I was right. I think it's nurse. Well, I shouldn't have guessed undo if I thought it was nurse, but I can always undo it. Let's see. Is there like a UNE word? Like we could just guess stuff like troon or shoon. The problem is finding, like, there's only 3 words left, and nurse is probably the answer. Like, I guess we could guess erse words, like worse, terse. I know these aren't words, but like you never know if it's like randomly gonna accept it anyway. Hearse, maybe? Curse would have been an option with a C, but there's no C anymore. Verse, I know verse is spelled differently. We're just trying all of these. Unfortunate. Okay, we're not going to use the N, of course. Merce. A male nurse, a merce. Okay, so there isn't another URSE word, unfortunately. That's usually a strategy I'll use. Like I just showed. You use something E, maybe? UNE is... I didn't try all of them. I don't know if I want to try all of them. Maybe I'll undo. Now that I know it is nurse, let's just undo. I'll never know what these other 2 were. I guess I could check Wordlebot, but so let's avoid the UN. Let's use eyes here. What should I do? Like, something like shive a word? It is. Oh, I don't know why I use the S. Okay, well, I'm using the S here again. Why did I do that? Not thinking right. Maybe there's an ence word. Well, I'd have to use the U though. Unce? Is there like a dunce? That's usually with a C. 6 words. I have a better chance of finding one. Maybe there's like an STE word. It would have to be USTE. That doesn't look very good, does it? I'm going to undo again. I shouldn't have done shive. There's probably another IVE word I can do that doesn't use letters from nurse. Ideally, there'd be like an IIE word. Is that too much to ask? Probably. IDE? $143 words. I can't think of any of them. I just need 2. I don't even know what I'm going to do on the last guess. This is going to be a bit... IKE? I don't want to use the S or the U. Not in this guess. Trike is a word. What if I did tribe? I think the B is less useful here. It's unfortunate because I'm using up the TR. That would be very useful for the next guess. I have more undos though. Darn, the R is in nurse. Okay, well. What are we going to do here? URE? Is like sure a word? No, worth a try. Something else URE. Unure. I can't believe I used another letter that was in nurse. What am I doing? I just can't think of a word. Really unfortunate. Maybe RVE. Oh yeah, curve, but there's no C. We're gonna try all of them. Werve, serve, derv. What am I doing? Ferv, gerv, herv, zerv, and verve. Nerve. Maybe there's an NUR something E that isn't nurse. We'll try merv first. Nerve. Nerwa. None of these are going to be words. Don't do the S. But this is at least fast to check. Okay, unfortunate. I mean, I feel like we're going to do like a U, maybe a URE here. Start with R, end in E. Put the U here. Maybe put the U here. I don't know what these other 8 words are. Maybe rudge. Nope. Dirge. Merge. In case you're asking, I can't repeat the E. I tried it. I did. PP had 3 E's in it. Only one was colored, so I can't repeat it. Wurge. Gurge. Gurge is one of them. Okay, found it. And it was nurse. What was left here? Furs, gurge, cur, mur. I didn't try the URRE. Maybe I should have. Rough, russy, surge. Oh, surge was another possible answer. No, I knew there was an N from one of my undos. Surge is probably the most reasonable thing for me to have thought of, and I did not, so that's unfortunate. I would have gotten there, though. I was at Gurge. Okay. Well, those are the games for today. Hope you enjoyed them, and if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.